Hello, welcome back to another Blender video, and I hope you're all doing well in whatever project you're working on. I wish you much luck. Let's get started. Make sure you got your sizing done. I've got my sizing done according to Unreal. You make sure you do your sizing according to what you use, and we'll get going. So we'll start off by making a cube. I know it seems simple, but you'll get where we're going. Get the approximate size of the house roof that you want to use. So keep that in mind. You're going to be adding a roof to this building. Get it to around the right size you want. I'm going to go a little bit more this way and just a little bit farther that way because we're going to have a roof on it. That seems about right to me. You can go bigger or smaller. If you want to make it a little easier to use, you just make the whole thing bigger like so. We're going to go in edit mode. Make sure you're highlighted on it before you hit tab. And then we're going to hit Control R. And we're just going to add one right now. And we're just going to go slightly over the half mark. And we're going to go Control R again. We're going to make a second one. We're going to slide it up just underneath the second one. And then we are going to highlight the bottom edges like so. So now you have two boxes highlighted. And we're going to drag these ones in. And drag these ones in. And maybe a little bit more to try to get a little bit more symmetrical. When you think you got it just right, go up to this edge and just try to level it off with the other edge as best as you can. You can kind of see when it's in line. It looks pretty good to me. Now we're going to grab the top two edges here and we're going to hit scale and slide them over towards each other. Get the idea of the house shape. Alright, so next step we're probably going to want to do another Control R. And this time we're just going to go up the middle like so. We're going to right click to let it auto center itself. And then we're going to highlight this edge. We're going to hit delete and we're going to dissolve the edges. And as you can see, we got a pretty good house shape now. So we probably get rid of these extra edges, but maybe we'll just wait until it's a good time to do so. Actually, no, let's do it now actually. So just grab that first edge, hit Control left click in the middle here, and Control left click again, and we got the whole thing that we want to delete. Leave that top edge, and dissolve the edge just like before. No problem. One last thing, we're going to take this top edge like so, and we're just going to scale it back just the slightest bit to give it a little bit of a taper. That way you can go farther if you want it farther. It's all up to you on your house shape. What you're after, I like to go right about there somewhere. That looks pretty good to me. Alright, so now we have one house shape basically. What we're going to do, and take the whole house, so we'll get out edit mode, we'll grab the house, and we'll hit Shift D. I'm going to copy the house, and then we are going to shrink it just slightly. Just slightly. Alright, and now this is an important part. You got to be a little more careful. Bump it up and just make sure all the edges are hidden on the inside. And that way we have an inner walls lining. And we're able to have a really clean inner wall. And that's going to be the size of it if you can see it there. So if you want to make it a bit smaller, you can always shrink it more. You just got to make sure that it's still going to fit on the top half there. And we'll just bump it up till it does fit. Make sure we're not poking out anywhere. And as you can see, we should have moved the wall size to a little bit bigger. There we go. So maybe we'll stick around there. Hopefully that works. I don't see anything poking out. And if you want a solid roof on the inside, okay, let's actually scroll out and we'll just spin around like this and do a little cheat. There we go. Now we'll go to edit mode. Actually, grab this inner house, then go into edit mode. Grab this edge, and we're just going to put an inner roof on it. So we're going to grab this edge, and we're going to have to spin and grab this edge. So this one's going to be a little bit harder. We can hand bomb our way over here. There we go. And there, got it. We're going to hit F. It's going to fill that, giving our downstairs a solid room on the bottom. Alright, and now we'll start making some doors and windows, which should be pretty easy. You want to do inner doors and windows, I'll probably do another second video, but we'll just get into making the punch outs for the outer walls. Actually, before we do anything, make sure you highlight the inner walls, then highlight the outer walls by holding shift left click. We should have them both now, I believe. And then we're just going to hit Control J. We're going to join them together for their one. So now when we do something like a bool, it's going to have an effect on both of them. And that's just Queen Fishy being distracting there. You just ignore that. Alright, and we'll drag this to one side. And we're going to have to do something here. We're going to have to get on the inside here. And we're going to move this down and try to make our door shape first before we do anything else. So doors are usually a little bit skinnier like that. A little bit taller, obviously. Maybe a little bit fatter, actually. When you get your perfect door shape, switch to your arrows, move it down, and just give it a tiny edge down there. So we're going to do that. That looks good to me. Make sure it's clear on both sides. There's Shift E. And we're going to grab this, drag it up here. We're going to shrink it down because this is going to be a window, something like that. We'll bump it about halfway because we want to make sure we're through both sides. Shift D. And we're going to use our map to make sure it's exactly on the other side. I'm just checking the direction. You can right click to cancel any movements you accidentally make. Keep that in mind. So once you got it like so, I guess let's bump this one in a little farther just in case. Let's make sure they're all on the inside as well, which they are. Looks good. We're going to Shift E this one, and we'll just check this direction, and we're going to take the minus off of this, which will put it exactly on their side. And we'll use these to make it a lot easier for us to make each side like so. And I'm going to leave it up to you guys if you want to leave a back door or if you don't want to have a back door on it. You can do a single door, or you can do a back door, and if you want a back door, you need to copy this, send it back as well. So, alright, so we got them all at the back, we got them all at the front. So now we're going to take this, this, and this. We're going to Shift D. We're just going to bump them forward like so. Then we're going to highlight every single one of these. And hopefully this is going to work well. And we're going to highlight this last. We're going to go into Object, Bool, and we're going to go down to this difference. As you see, it's leaving an inner wall, so we should be able to fix this, hopefully, by changing things to fast. Let's see if this all works. I'm not seeing the results yet, but we click this side last. Oh, did we just see it? Yes. So again, fast. Make sure they're all on fast. All right. And let's just have a look around and make sure it worked out. So now we got an inner and an outer wall, and it created a perfect seal for us. Pardon me. And it looks pretty good, I think. So hopefully it looks good for you guys. So now we're just going to go up to the top, and we're just going to apply every single one of these. And we did this bool a little different than we normally do if you watch any of my other videos, but we did it that way for a certain reason. You can highlight these now and just get rid of these. Do them one at a time, click them all at once, it's all up to you. There we go. So now we have our house, and we have inner and outer walls for our house with a perfect connection around the doorways. I just was working with some stuff, and I figured this out the other day, and I wanted to show you guys this. But now we'll finish it off real quick and get the video over with. Obviously, you're going to want to make doors and windows. So what we're going to do is just thin out the windows first. We'll start with them, like so. Okay, about that thick. You can do yourself, you know, if you want to. That sounded bad. If you want to do it a different way, if you want them thicker, if you want them thinner, depending on your style and creative techniques. All right, we're going to grab them all four of them like that. And we're just going to do this real quick, easy, and it should be going good. So we'll hit I, lower it a little bit, try to get even edges. As you can see, we don't really have two even edges, but I don't think we can do this at the same time. Let's give it a shot. No, we can't. So right click to cancel, grab one side, and just bring it in just the slightest bit. Gonna have to guess at this, but I imagine it won't be too hard because they started off the same and you're only doing a slight adjustment, so they should be close enough that they're symmetrical, like so. Then we're gonna hit E. We're gonna right click to cancel. We're gonna pull it in the edges just slightly. Let's go have a closer view, maybe just a little more than that for they're a little more noticeable, like so. Okay, there we go. That looks good. We'll do the same on the other window. Grab that, grab that, grab that, and we'll hit E. We'll right click to cancel it, and we'll just drag that edge in. Just don't go too far. You'll see the faces flip, and then you're going to start to have problems if that happens. So, okay, we're done our windows before. Okay, let's just do our door, actually. Just do a door frame. We'll do a door, we'll just do a basic door just to be quick here. You might want to put more flair in it or design. That's completely up to you. Jesus, I'm having so many problems. Remember, you can right click to cancel your movement. I'm just going to drag it a little bit at a time because it keeps on flipping and I really don't want that to happen. You can Shift D if you like to pull up that, or to copy that shape. Then you can hit S, and then you can drag it thicker than the other one. And we may use a bool to make our design for our door, like so. We're just going to drag this up. See how we like the edges. If it's too thick one way or another, maybe, no, I like that actually. Let's see if it fits in at the bottom. We'll Shift D, drag it down, and see if it makes a cool design on our door, or if it doesn't really work. And it's a little big. So let's delete that one. And we'll shrink this one, and we'll bump it up a little bit, and we should be able to get our second one in here. And then we've made a panel door, basically. We just gotta create the slots on the inside too. Make sure it's symmetrical. Looks pretty good to me. Take more time on it if you want. I'm just giving you an example. Before we delete, or before we do anything, we're gonna Shift D to copy these pieces because they're gonna be our panels after. And we're going to highlight those two, left click, shift left click, and then we're going to bool, and since it's not complicated, we'll just hit difference, nice and easy. And now we're going to grab these two again. We're going to shrink them down till they're really thin, like so. And we'll go to our arrows, we'll bring them in, and we'll just kind of have a look and make sure they're kind of centered on the doors. That looks pretty good to me. Grab the door next, Control J. So now we have a panel door. All right, so let's do coloring before we do anything else, because we're going to get ourselves into a spot where we're working backwards eventually if we don't. We'll have to color more things. So let's start off. We'll grab the house, I guess, to start. All right, and we will just, sorry about that. Go to our colors, and we will go here. We will make the walls, I don't know what color to start with. We'll make them yellow. It doesn't really matter. You're only setting a slot for these colors to be able to color them different later, so it doesn't really matter, but you probably want to have an idea what your house is going to look like at the same time. Oh, right. So we need to be in edit mode, so make sure with the house highlighted, you hit tab, and we're just going to do this. Oops, I should have done this one. Let's do this black. This is going to be a roof. And you can set these ones black as well. Or we could do something else. We can grab both of them like that. Hit I, drag them in, hit E, and just drag them in just a slight bit. And we've created a different look over here that we can now do something else with. Actually, before we do that, let's go back. Let me show you just one more thing. If we take the time to color it first, which I made a mistake here, let's just make it an, oh geez, I keep doing that. You can go out of edit mode and minus them, by the way, back into edit mode, and now we're on that color. If we color them before we go ahead and modify them, we can actually do another, save ourselves another step by trying to add a second color after. Now, if we just go this, with I, E to and then cancel that, and just drag it in a slight amount again. Now we just need to color this something different. We can even do white. There we go. And we have a pretty complicated little roof probably drop a window in there if we want. We can leave it flat in the same color if you'd rather. All up to you, just to get it colored anyways. A few more things you probably want to do when you're coloring. You're going to want to give the inside walls a different color scheme than the outside walls, and that way your inner walls of your house can be colored a different color. And you're going to have to decide if you want your window ledges to be one color or another. If you want it to be your inside color or your outside color, if you want, highlight it with this stuff and it'll be the inside color, and if you don't want to, you don't have to. So we'll just change this color, add a next color here. Maybe we'll make it blue. I don't know. Oh, did we already make one blue? I don't know. No, we didn't. All right, now we got our inner walls, as you can see, different from the outer walls. So we can color them separately, being able to make more options in game. All right, what are we missing here? We need to color our doors and windows before we can copy to them to the other side. So let's do this window. We'll click on it, make sure you go into edit mode with tab. We'll hit new. Make this color a brownie color like so. It doesn't matter though, as you know. And then we will highlight this window and this window, and we'll make them a light blue color to represent glass, some sort of transparent kind of color. Alright, there we go. So let's out of edit mode, grab this one, and back in edit mode with tab again. And we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to make it brown. Doesn't really matter. You're just giving it two different color slots again. We have these ones highlighted already, but for your guys' sake, we'll click this one. We'll click this one, and we'll make this another blue transparent type of color. Real easy. Don't worry. Looking beautiful too. Alright, so let's do the door actually before we do anything else. We'll quickly get this done and try to get this video done here. And if you guys want more details, I can do a second part. And if you ask for something specific, we could probably get that done. So that's now brown. We're going to add another color. But let's grab these panels separately because they have actually had the wrong ones highlighted, and we would have made this whole thing look like it was glass, and we probably don't want that. What is this? Okay, hang on a second. Out edit mode, I added an extra color here. Oops. I'm going crazy here. There we go. And we will make this one the blue. And there we go. So now we got a glass door. Just missing a handle. If you want to take the couple seconds, we'll make it real quick. Alright, so we'll start off with the cylinder. Let's get this done fast, so we won't take too much time on it, so keep that in mind. You might want to take a little more time on yours to make it a little better. Alright, and we're going to stretch this like so, and then shrink it some more. Okay, keep it on that line for now because we're going to have one more piece to add to it. We want to be able to exactly center this piece as well, so let's go like that. Let's go into edit mode, and let's highlight this whole thing and switch to edges, and we'll just let go of these edges. Hopefully this will work out for us. Control B, and we'll roll our inner mouse wheel to give us this shape. I think that's a door handle shape pretty much. Let's get it all in line and see what we're working with here. Let's make this a little bit longer because I think it's still a little big. Something like that. Let's bump it over and have a look. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Something like that. Let's move these both into place hopefully, or they gotta go different directions they are. Alright. Let's just do it then. Shift D, and we're going to do a 180 on this, and we're just going to bump it back over here about the same distance in. Grab both sides, grab the middle last, Control J, drag it down, drag it in, decide where you want your handle, this side, that side, make sure it's nice and even. If you need it to be a little bit longer, stretch it. If not, you're good. Go ahead and make it permanent. If it's a little bit off in the dimensions, you can go L and shrink that one down if you need to. And L over here, and we'll shrink that one down maybe just a little bit too. It's more of a handle on it. So there we go, there we have it. Let's grab this, let's grab that, Control J. Now let's go back and highlight all three pieces if we can. This one's a little tricky to grab. Make sure you just grab that inner piece. There we go, we just got all three of them. Now we go to our colors, we can add a new color, and we're gonna make this one gray to represent steel because the handle's gonna be steel. There we go. And again, it looks pretty good. You might have to adjust the size a little bit on that handle. It still looks a little bit bigger or too big, but take your time, make sure it looks good. And let's go ahead and auto smooth now. We'll shade smooth it. We will go down to normals and we'll auto smooth to 35 and hopefully it'll look right. It does. You can go farther if you need to. Shade smooth 35. Shade smooth 35. And again, if you need extra, you can go up to 70, but I don't recommend going under 35 or over 70. So that's completely up to you. Let's grab the house. Let's shade smooth it before we don't forget nothing. 35. Make sure it looks all right. Make sure you don't have any rough edges anywhere. Have a good look. If it looks good, let's take our stuff into our house. And when it's in place, make sure from the inside that you're not too far one way or the other. Looks like we're a little far in that way. Something like that. Looks like the door could be a little bit thinner, so we'll just grab this door and just make it a little bit thinner. Should be easy enough. Alright, so if you're in place with your doors and your windows, let's see, the inner edge of those windows look about the same. And again, you can make them smaller if you need to, just thin them out. We'll grab one at a time, Shift D it. Alright, and we will go to the other side. Oh, I think I did both of them at once. We'll just grab one at a time here. Just take the minus out of here, and there we go. I think we already got an extra one there, and we'll be able to tell if it's missing after. There we go. Get our extra door, and is it the same direction? Yeah. Sorry, this one. And yours might be slightly different, but you can just move it slightly and hold right and push right click to cancel your movement after. There we go. And they're exactly in place like we already planned on. You can attach all four windows to your building. Control J. Now they are all one, they're all auto smoothed, and the doors are loose, so you can still program your doors to open. I hope that's helped you a lot today. If it has, feel free to check out our games. We have a few games on Steam, and if you'd like to show some support, you can always check them out and play our games to show some support. We've got Yard Sale Simulator coming out on November 30th, and we already have Fished in a Town to Remember. That title's out fully, and Yard Sale Simulator also has a demo available on Steam if you'd like to try it and maybe get it on your wish list. Again, I hope it helped you today, and you can subscribe, thumbs up. Check out our other channel to have a look at some of the other stuff we do. Check out Queenfish Games YouTube channel. Check out queenfishgames.com, our website. And yeah, thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.